A Who All Gonna Be There podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat.
Ooh, what's up?
Hey,
What's
y'all.
up, y'all?
What's up?
Welcome to another episode of A Who All Gonna Be There podcast, the place where you get to be an exclusive member to our very entertaining group chat. And I know we a little bit late, but it's okay. We here. Okay.
We made it.
We made it. So for those who are watching, we appreciate you for sticking around with us and holding on. We y'all know we always take about a little 5-10 extra little minutes. But Survivor. Trees, this episode crazy.
We had an episode today. We had an episode.
This was, they weren't lying when they said, I don't know if it's the best episode, but they weren't lying when they said it was gonna be a good one. Because them last
be entertained for sure.
5-ish, 10-ish minutes, I was like, who going home?
Today was the Q show, is what it was. That's what we call
the Q show.
The Q show.
Facts, because Q ran this thing from beginning to the middle to the end. Okay.
Did.
Listen, I already know DM Rock's already in it. This is what happened when black players go after each other and they go home back to back. Oh, so you better go. Somebody tell BB Ken this. Miss Deborah said she pissed. Look,
just realized that not black people went home on Survivor.
And Big Brother
Canada,
because they turning on the
black people. Yep.
Come on, somebody. And I think Isaiah even mentioned it from Silent Podcast. Isaiah, I don't know if you're watching or listening, but y'all can clip this and show it to him. He even mentioned this too. He was like, when are black players gonna learn? Y'all talking about we ain't making it to the end because y'all keep voting each other out.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's start from the beginning before we get down in there. Right, 3 back to back.
Ooh, oh Lord Jesus.
Clutches pearls. So, y'all, we come back from that double elimination from last week. And I missed the first like 2 or 3 minutes, so I don't know what Q was talking. He was running his mouth when I turned the TV on. But all I know is that Venus came in bragging. That's what I remember. She came back from her tribal
Venus.
council.
I'm talking with Venus. Venus need to go home next episode. She should have went home today.
Well, actually, I'm with Tiff on that. Let her stay. Bring the goat to the end so we can beat her. And it's honestly
true, ain't nobody gonna vote for her. They're gonna be like, girl.
Ain't nobody voting for her. And so that's exactly what I would do. Q, but Q don't want us to be great. Q don't want Tiffany to be great, is what it sounds like. But yeah, so she come in and she just start what, because they like, what happened? Soda's gone? We expecting Venus out of here. Like, what didn't happen? And she like, well, Soda was she was doing too much talking on me, and she wasn't trying to do it. So I went to have to talk to Maria and Charlie, and I set the groundwork to make sure she's gone. And
the plan was already in motion when you was running your mouth, ma'am. It was already in motion. Congratulations on voting the correct way. If she wants kudos, she can have it for that.
And so she's just like, yeah, but Soda's all good. She hugged me and was like, queen, we still friends. Good for you. And
we're gonna be talking about this for weeks on weeks on weeks, girl.
This went to her head completely, and it was evident. And I'm gonna talk about it later. How evident it was that she really thought she was something. So in the midst of all of this, here go Tevin talking about some. I'm gonna let Venus take the credit. He laughing at her like, girl, this girl thinks she done pulled off the biggest heist of the century. We're getting our soda, but it was my plan. So I'm gonna let her take all this credit because then I'm gonna be doing next. Oh, hold on. The edit, we should have known he was going home right here. When the edit said, when he said this in his confessional and they put this in the show, I'm gonna let her take all the credit because I'm gonna do all the explaining of how it really went down when I get to the final tribal council. Oh, what final?
Well,
probably should have took a little more credit because you going home now, because he then starts to take this attitude, this arrogance to Liz, like, Venus got the nerve to be talking about she did all this and it was my plan. I put this together. I'm the one who set the and Liz was like, Venus going around telling everybody she made this plan to get out soda. Tevin over here. I can't believe.
Please.
Can't believe. And it was my plan. But I'm the one who's been saying soda from day one. Soda, soda, soda. The first chance I get doing soda.
Listen. Just because I say I want $1 million, okay? I've been saying I want $1 million for a very long time. And then yesterday I found $5. That don't mean I get credit for the million. Like, it doesn't matter. You've been saying this girl name. If it ain't no action behind it, Liz, no, you don't get no credit. I've been saying soda since day one.
Well,
yeah,
they couldn't.
And finally on day 37, yes, she finally leaves.
Well, she couldn't get rid of soda because they never lost.
That's true.
So she couldn't put action behind it. And then they did the split tribe. So there wasn't much they could really do.
I ain't giving Liz no credit for that. No.
Oh no, she ain't get no credit either because she went behind it. But listen, what I am gonna get her credit for. She was like, you know what? I'm sick of everybody thinking I'm just sitting in the background. So what I'm gonna do is I'm supposed to put on these billionaire pants and show them why my name is Big Business, Big Biz Liz. Oh, that's her new name, Big Biz Liz.
Okay, Big Biz Liz.
And I'm gonna show them, and I'm going to make sure that Tevin goes home tonight. Because Tevin thinks he's running around here pulling the strings, but I'm gonna show him that it's really me. And so I was like, oh, they didn't woke Liz up. She was sleeping. She was chilling on her piles of money.
True.
Now she was like, hold on, I still want to play this game.
They say, I gotta do a little bit of work. Huh? Yeah, you gotta get up this. You gotta play the game.
What's that Kim Kardashian? You need to get your and work.
You need to get your ass up and work. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Liz, what did she do? She got her and started working. Yeah. And so after that, they move us to Q. Q out here doing what Q do. Advertising his Q skirt with this hoodie. He telling us what it's gonna be, how it's gonna be. He done sold me on the Q skirt.
No, I don't want that little raggedy Q skirt.
I don't either, but he done sold it to me, and I'm gonna go get it.
Baby, on that island now, I would have been like, give me 2. I'll take 2.
But you know, because he said it's gonna replace your sweater, your blanket, your everything, your fanny pack. So you could put some of your baby stuff in there. And
listen, if you want, you know what? You got yourself a situation. I'll take
your movies, 2, please. Your snacks for the movies.
Wait a minute, it was 2 buy 2 get 1 free. Or was it buy 3 get 1
buy
free?
3 get 1 free.
I can't remember. Bet I'll take all 4. Thank you.
Right. And so he was doing all that. So we thought he was just getting warmed up for this episode. If we thought he was crazy about this Q skirt thing, he was just warming up. So after that, he starts talking about Charlie. He like, you know what? I like Charlie. I'm gonna bring him into the 6. And so he starts talking to Charlie. And Charlie mentions, he said, if you're on Survivor, so here's for future Survivor players, all the important conversations happen at dawn, at the break of dawn, at sunrise.
He wasn't wrong.
Yeah. So I guess I wouldn't be well in Survivor because who's not getting up at the crack of dawn at sunrise is me.
As a matter of fact, I might be just falling asleep at the crack of dawn.
Hello.
Yeah, late.
And so he's in this conversation. He said, so I get pulled in this conversation with Q. And he said, I've realized that Q is not just someone who's driving the votes, but Q is actually putting together these these alliances. Like he has his master plan. He's like, and he said, hold on, bro, excuse me for not knowing your game.
Right.
So yes, bring me into this alliance. And so he's putting these power players together to form this 6. And so Charlie's getting brought into this 6. And Q wants him in with Maria because he trusts Maria. But Charlie, as he's talking to Maria, he's like, oh, this is cute. That's cool. But I'm a little wary about that because this happens in the game all the time. People form these 6s and these other alliances. He said, but this is about the shakiest 6 that you can think of. And boy, was that foreshadowing. Boy, was that foreshadowing. And so he was like, we need to just, I'm going to roll with it, but we need to be, kind of mindful, moving forward. Which is funny because I didn't know Maria was so on board until now. But hey, because he mentioned.
I was just like, wait a minute, because this whole time I like Maria been a little shaky. So they must let that out of the edit. So, well,
Right.
that's good to know, though.
Is he food deprived or is he Machiavelli? He's somewhere in between in the mix. When he got food, he's Machiavelli, baby. He's the game is in the palm of his hands and he's molding it to his will. Q without food, he a little
You lost his
under
mind a little
Venus
bit.
when it comes to delusion. I know, not the sad face with Marie. I'm trying to tell you, listen, I'm Jessica, I promise you, Maria is one, she's the one to watch because everybody is flocking to this woman. Everybody's trying to protect this woman. And yeah, we're gonna get into it. And so, Charlie was like, if they took out Tim, who's supposed to be a part of this 6, how are we supposed to trust this going forward? So that's, he clocked that. So that's good for him. But then we get back to Q and he's like, how do I want to do this? I need to know more about these players. So let's play hide and seek. He
Baby.
initiates hide and seek for everybody. And
honestly, smart.
It was brilliant. This is where the
really
Machiavelli come in.
Now, how much can you really dissect some people's game? Who knows? But you will get at least some kind of information about how people's mind works.
I never would have
exactly who was hiding. Is this who you need to watch?
Yeah, like
flying under the radar.
I never would have anticipated using hide and seek as a way to pick apart who
very smart
is a threat in Survivor. But Q, Machiavelli, he gonna show us how. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's so good to have a break from the game. We get to just go hide and we get to just take the strategy off and put the game aside. And that's where y'all wrong. The game never stops. The game never stops. If the moment you think, if you sleep, the moment you think the game is stopped and y'all just having fun is the moment you are losing. It's the moment you are losing.
You're gonna be out the
door.
door.
So they all out the door. So or on the boat in this case.
Or I was just gonna say, well, I don't know. On the boat.
On the boat. And so they're all out here hiding. So Charlie's doing the seeking. He finds Venus. And then he finds Liz. And so then they, he's picking up people along the way. And then they finally find Q. And then Q's like, okay, they found me. Good. That's what they supposed to do. He said, but Liz found me. And she shouldn't have. And so because Liz found me, that lets me know that Liz is actually really playing this game. So I don't care how many times she says, oh, it's just $1 million. I know that she's here to play. So Liz, you messed up. And then they keep going and they start finding people. And then they're down to Hunter and Ben. And they can't find them for nothing. They can't find them to say.
I wonder how long they actually. I wish they had a timer. I want to know how long they actually here for. Because they made it seem like, all right, we done looking.
No, see, they was like, all right, y'all, like, come on out because we're clearly not about to find you. And he says, and so they finally get to Ben and Ben uncovers himself. He's like, Ben, my friend, big mistake. So Ben being able to hide this long undercover like that lets me know that he's playing under the radar and that he is going to be dangerous.
That might be true because I be forgetting being on the show sometimes. So he doing something.
He said he's a dangerous player. He said that type of player that's going to go under the radar and nobody knows that you're going under radars because he called it hiding in plain sight. He said that person is going to be a threat when it comes to the final 3. And so for that, Ben,
I think Ben make final 3.
I can see it. Eyes can go to the end. Oh, Jessica.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
I'm with you. I get that Ben was trying to do the Hunter thing. I mean, Tim was trying to do the Hunter thing, but I don't care. Ben would have went home. Ben should have went home over 10.
It seemed like you want to just X everybody out his alliance. What is you doing, Q? Because sure did get Tim out last week, and that's it. Come on now. What is up?
And then, okay, and lastly, so after they find it, they're like, okay, Hunter, where's Hunter? Hunter, where are you? What's going on? And then he look up. They back at camp. He look up in the trees. Hunter, you in the tree? George of the freaking jungle.
Hunter had 2 shots this episode. You was hiding up in that tree, too goddamn long. Then you was playing, and we gonna get to that. But you was playing immunity comp, and then you trying to be all backwards and show out.
You want to be Tarzan? I'm gonna show you Tarzan.
Won this week. You better hope you win next week because you playing too much. You playing in my face. Like you
and he
better
don't
than everybody because you
week.
is. So you need to go. You need to go.
And the crazy part is what? It's final 9 next week, or is it 8? It's 8 people next week, right? 8 or 9 people? Because 10, let's see, 10, 8 people. He's like 3 tribal councils away from using his idol to get to the end at this point. Let's look at the
2,
let's count.
3, 4, 5, 6.
For our listeners, we're
7,
counting the
8.
people left on the
8
tribe.
people. I'm counting all everybody that's still in color. 8 people left.
All he needs to do is make it 3 more tribal councils and use his idol to guarantee himself to the end, to the final 4. So, and he's capable of winning out to that point too.
He honestly is.
And so Q was like, Hunter, you my boy. However,
it's the
big mistake. You made the big mistake of hiding in this tree the longest. He said, because anybody that think to go to the top of the tree and stay up, he ain't wrong. He said, you want to play Tarzan and be up there in them trees. I can't trust you. He said, because you, how do you trust somebody like that? So he said, for that, Hunter, you got to go. Right. Jessica, like, it's the 6 and 6. And he the main one sniping at the folks at the 6. But we're going to talk about that later because he's still, if we thought it stopped at Hunter, if we thought it stopped at Tim last week, wrong. If we think it's stopping at Hunter right now, wrong. So after that whole hide and seek gameplay assessment, which again, brilliant. Didn't know you can gather that much from freaking hide and seek. But hey, we got it. Then we get to a conversation being had between Tevin and Tiffany. And Tevin's like, Venus. I'm so sick of her. She thinks she did this move. She thinks she did that. And Tiffany was like, that's hilarious. I don't think we need to get rid of her. She's not a threat.
Why spend too much time on Venus? Why y'all even? I'm done with Venus. I don't want. Venus can go. I'm tired of her. I'm tired of her on the show. I'm tired of her on Twitter. She's talking too much for me. I'm sorry.
I'm weak. No, you're fine. I'm just cracking up because. So before this conversation, let me back up. Venus and Tevin are having a conversation. And so she's like, I need to clear the air with Tevin and I need to make sure we're good because I know I just got out his girl and all that, but I need him to know. And he was like, oh, really? And she was like, I know that it was a blind side. I know that, you had your own plans, but I had to let you know. He said, so when did you come up with this plan? She was like, well, I had this thought. I tried to come up and talk to Soda and figure out a plan, but she wasn't on board with it. So I was like, you know what, from this day forward, Soda gotta go. So I planted the seeds with Maria and Charlie and we made this plan happen. And so she was like, so I want us to try to develop a relationship. I feel like we need to work together. And he's like, well, I do day by day, moment by moment. She's like, I get that, but that's what Soda did and she gone. So let me just advise you.
You about to advise me, ma'am? Okay.
I told y'all last week, I said her getting that credit is going to take her to levels of delusion that have never been seen before. And she has truly believed that she's pulled off the most masterful blindside that we've seen in 46 seasons of Survivor. Because now she's trying to coach Tevin on what he should be doing for her game when everybody already got her head pushed out onto the boat, ready to ship her off. They just ready for Jeff to say when. And she don't even realize it. And so Tevin then goes talk to Tiffany and he's explaining her to this and Tiffany explaining to her all of this. And then Tiffany's like, why don't we even bother with her? Like, I got it at first, but now she ain't a factor. We know what she's about. Nobody trusts her. Nobody really like her. Let's focus on getting out somebody who's actually a threat. And that's what she said in her confessionals. We need to get out threats, not nuisances. at this point because we just personally don't like her. And
It's
I
funny.
agree.
This is like she's just gonna be a waste of a vote.
It would be. That's like what we say in Big Brother. Why are we voting out somebody who want to get voted out? Why are we voting out somebody who is not gonna win nothing? Like, why are we doing that? Why would I waste the HOH on a house target? Like, I'm
You have
not
to like
doing
really get on my nerves for me to be like, okay, you got to go because you just getting on my damn nerves.
right.
Which Venus,
And
you
in
getting
that case,
close,
I mean, keep her to the end.
but it's
Cut
$1
her
million,
at 4.
so
Right.
it's $1 million, so she can stay. Bring
And
you to the end, sis.
Tiffany, one of the few people that got some sense, and I know Kenzie was probably agreeing with her. So her and Kenzie, at least, for sure, got some sense in that regard. Like, why are we trying to move with Venus? Like, no, let's leave her out. Let's take care of some targets. So she mentions, well, she don't really mention who she wants in place of Venus. And Tevin's like, I don't trust that. I don't like that at all. I don't understand why we can't just get Venus. We just need to get Venus. Y'all could have got her last week. Where was all this Venus last week when you took out Soda? When you laid the groundwork to get out Soda? Why wasn't it Venus? And I agree with you, Miss Deborah. Venus should have been gone weeks ago, but she here. And now you done took out Soda, who was your closest ally. Well, at least in her mind, because she would never come for you, and kept Venus over her. Now Tiffany is saying that we don't need to get rid of Venus, but now you want to get rid of her. Tevin, I need you to make it make sense. Because this is not making sense to me. Why now all of a sudden Venus is all important for you to get out?
Yeah, I'm gonna need an exit interview because what was the reason?
There wasn't none. Tevin, he played this game. As soon as he merged, he played with his emotions and not logically. And I believe his emotions cost him the game. So after that conversation, Tevin then goes to Q. Is like, Tiffany, she wavering. She don't want to get out Venus now. And he like, so who she want to get out? He's like, she wouldn't give me no name. So that's why it's sketchy. And so maybe we need to just go ahead and do Tiff because I don't know. I don't trust that.
I know it.
The six. It's all we've been hearing about. Now we turn it on the 6 again. Because Q goes to Tiff and is like, so what's up? Because she's like, well, I don't think we need to get rid of Venus. I'm thinking Maria, Ben. Those are the ones I feel like are, dangerous and targets that we should be going for. And he's like, Maria's in the 6, Tiff. Big mistake, Tiff. I like you, but that was a mistake. Maria's in the 6.
That would have been fine. I would have been like, yeah, Maria in the 6. But Ben, let's talk about Ben. Ben not in the 6.
Thank you.
You're not listening with your whole head, with your whole brain. Now, she probably definitely mentioned Maria because right now, Maria getting to this, she might have my vote. Honestly. Okay? So I get it where she coming from. Like, we might need to take her out because she might be like a good contender at the end, which she definitely is. So I can see that, but like, where you
she
just
literally brought up somebody else.
And you was just talking about how like Maria was giving you iffy stuff like last week. So,
and for them, it wasn't even last week.
Hungry.
It was probably, and for them, it was probably just yesterday that he was saying that. Knowing how Survivor works.
Right.
So it's crazy that you have all this built up trust with Maria now that you rather prioritize her over Tiffany.
Paranoid.
So Tiffany's supposed to be your +1. And if your +1, the person you trust the most, is telling you that these are who I think we should consider, you can be like, well, Maria's in the 6. This is what somebody with logical sense. Maria's in the 6, so let's not do that just yet because she's with us. But Ben, we can talk about Ben. Ben is not in the 6. So let's do Ben. There would have been no sweat off anybody's back. We could have moved forward. The train could have been chucking along. No issue.
And listen, and you know what I would have did if the situation ever came up? I would have kept that in my back pocket.
Brown sugar.
Just in case. I would have been like, later on, if it's between Tiff and me and a vote later on, I'd be like, well, Tiff, let me tell you what happened a couple weeks ago. She brought up your name to go, but I was telling her we in alliance. So just know I never brought up your name. But she did.
Yeah.
You could have just kept that information to yourself and then kept it trucking. Keep it moving. But now you ran your mouth about it, telling her business. Oh my God.
Told her business. So after that, he's pissed off that she mentioned Maria.
Trust.
He showed him like, cause she cussed him smooth out in the edit. In the
And she should. In the next episode, yeah, as she should.
Yeah, she cussed him smooth out. She cussed him from here to the northern seaboard. Okay, from Fiji,
From the rooter to the tutor,
and then back. Okay, as she should. And so he's like, he goes to Maria's like, Tiff is saying your name. Why did you tell her that? And so he's telling her like she gotta go. And he's like, but the thing is, she got an idol.
And this is why you don't tell nobody you got an idol. I don't care if it's your number one, because your number one, at the end of the day, that $1 million is only going to one person.
I don't care if it was your mama. Don't tell your mama
Not
that you
tell
got
her.
an idol.
Nope.
Because you know how mamas do.
Jeff.
You got. I wouldn't tell
nope.
Jeff showed run his mouth. You can't tell your mama or your daddy, your grandma, because you know they get excited and they be coming for the family visits.
Never tell anybody.
Oh, where's that idol at? You done told my secret. Then it's blurted it out in front of everybody.
Nobody know Hunter got one, right?
Nope. That's how you supposed to have it.
That's how you supposed to do it.
And I'll talk about it later on as we get close to what happened with that. But so he's telling Maria that she got an idol, and so they're like, oh my God, what we gonna do? So we need to just keep her comfortable and hope she don't win immunity, because if she don't win immunity, Tiff is gone. And I'm like, how did we get here, y'all? How did we get from Venus to Tiffany being the target of everybody? And so Q goes and he talks to Hunter, and he's like, Tiffany gotta go. She's saying Maria's name. Don't trust her. She gotta be the one to get out of here. Like, and he's on board. He's like, okay, that's fine. And so then we go to the immunity challenge. And in this immunity challenge, well, before we get to the immunity challenge, Jeff brings back the handy dandy. Let's negotiate for rice, everybody. Child, these folks said nope.
They basically said, one step forward, two step forward, nope. Oh, maybe you lose your vote. Nope. I'm with them.
Yeah. And so they were trying to, he was like, yeah, if y'all, 3 of y'all, 4 of y'all step out, y'all get the rights. But then you start talking about losing votes, Jeff. Can't do it. And Liz, and here go Liz talking about, I'm fixing to win this, so I ain't doing that. Venus, I'm going to win this, so I'm definitely staying in, because I know I'm going to win this.
When Liz the first one that fell?
First, her and Q, 20 seconds. Then
well, at least you had some sense to know, like, I ain't about to win this.
But the thing is like, y'all did all of that. All that.
Y'all could have had some full bellies.
Could have had some full bellies.
Some little raggedy bland rice.
And now y'all looking silly and hungry. Because if anything would have told, because 20 minutes ago, George of the Jungle Hunter was just up in the trees. What made y'all think y'all was gonna beat him on this pole?
Honestly, that would have been my first thought. Been like, if that was me in the line, I would have said, y'all know Hunter about to win this. So do we want to eat? Or what we want to do? Because y'all know how long he was up in that tree.
Facts. And then Venus, honestly, she almost made me a believer, kinda. I was like,
honestly, that's what I said. Like, when they first did the comp, I said either it's gonna be Venus or Hunter that's gonna win this. Those my other two. I ain't give nobody else no other chance. I said it's one of them two. And
then she really thought she was about to be the second coming of Parvati, because this is the challenge that Parvati won, hanging on the tip of her finger. Her toes, her little pinky toe. Parvati won doing like that. And so I was like, hold on, she may pull a Parvati. She got the right build. She has the motivation. She may do this thing. She did last to the final 3, so I will give her that. She fought. So good for that. But it was not good enough, because it came down to Charlie and Hunter. And Hunter won. And then, like you said, he started hanging off stuff backwards, and that would have been me on the bench. Oh, he want to go backwards.
Got thighs of steel, man. I'm scared of him.
Scared of him, not scared. Scared. If that didn't make y'all nervous, this man hanging off backwards off the pole, and then
he gotta go.
Y'all hungry. This ain't even a fully nourished Hunter.
This is a weak, hungry Hunter.
And this man is hanging off this pole by the strength of his thighs and calves alone. This man is unreal. He's unreal. And he's gonna be unstoppable if they don't get him out. And I'm rooting for Hunter. He on my draft. I need some kind of draft to hang in there because my BB can draft is in the toilet right now. So Hunter, I do want to
That's a
pull it
Bible
off.
one in the toilet.
And so Hunter wins, gets his immunity, right? And so they back at back at camp. Clearly, they still trying to get Tiff out. But Liz is like, no, I want Tevin. I said I wanted Tevin. I'm not changing.
Hold on. You know what? One thing about Liz, she stand on business. Liz is the definition of I said what I said. They're like, but we gonna switch it up. Y'all do what y'all want to do. I'm still voting who I said I was gonna vote.
Do.
They're like conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm still doing what I said I was gonna do. 6 weeks later,
Liz.
do what y'all want to do. I don't care if it's 30 of y'all that's about to vote somewhere else. I'm voting for Tevin.
I'm voting for Tevin. And so
hey, at least she's standing on business.
And so she was like, okay, so what I need to do is I need to get these votes. Because once again, everybody is discounting me. Everybody telling me what I need to do and how I need to vote. Nope, not going to stand for it. So she goes to Maria. She goes to Charlie. And she starts pleading her case. Tevin is a threat. I don't think we need to get rid of Tiff. Tevin is the one we need to be worried about. He's going around here. He's social. He's gloating. He's a threat. He's the one we need to take out. And so they start to get on board with this. And this Tevin plan that Liz has concocted starts gaining traction. So much so that they go talk to Tiffany and Kinsey. They explain it to her. And to them, they're on board. It's not what they originally thought. But hey, they on board with it. Then Tiff, I was like, girl, why you did this? But we got to understand that she still trusts Q at this time. And she still believes that he has her best interest. So she goes and tells the plan to Q. And Q was like, Tevin is the vote? How did Tevin become
confused? We was all confused.
We was all confused. But she was like, yeah, so Tevin's the vote. And he was like, who you hear this from? She's like, oh, Liz told me the plan. And everybody's on board. And he's like, what? I don't like plans changing like this last minute. So he go talk to Liz and he's like, so Tiffany just told me the plan. Is this true about T? She's like, who is T? Tevin? She's like, yeah, it's true. Everybody's on board. I talked to everybody. And he livid. Why is everybody falling apart? I had the plan. I'm supposed to be in the driver's seat. I don't like not being in control. This ain't my plan. This the Q game. They need to go the way I need it to go. He gonna learn about being in this driver's seat all the time.
Yep.
Sometimes the driver get kicked out the car. A lot of times the driver get kicked out the car. And so he goes and he tells Hunter, man, you can't tell nobody, but Tiff vote ain't looking good, man. I think they getting ready to get Tevin up out of here, but don't tell nobody. What he do that for? Because Hunter like, no, not Tevin, my boy. I can't have him leaving.
Tevin was like, nah.
Hunter was like, I can't have him.
Hunter was a real one.
He was a real one. He like, no, Tevin, my boy. I need Tevin in this game. Like, it makes no sense for me to get Tevin out of this game. I need him. That's his ride or die. And so Hunter's like, nope, I've got to go fix this. We got to get this thing back on track. And he's like, Hunter, bro, you doing exactly what I did not want you to do. And Q's like, I shouldn't open my big fat mouth. I should have been quiet. I should have shut up. You should have. You should have. And now about to blow up.
We agree.
Right. You had a plan. But what's they got to do with the rest of them?
Right.
Exactly. So Hunter starts going around trying to get everybody else in the six back on track with getting rid of Tiffany. Liz is sitting there and she ain't in part of six. I don't know how she got a part of the conversation. And so they're trying to figure out what's going on, and everybody's pleading their case, and it's going here and there. And Tiffany, Kinsey, and Venus, and Tevin, they all over. They wonder like what they over there talking about, like what's going on, like what's it? And Venus like, I'm about to just go over there because we're on this beach too. So let me go see. Y'all can y'all wrap it up because everybody else needs to talk. We need to figure out what's going on. We all here to vote. Like she really thinks
right.
And so they're like, yeah, we'll come over there. So at this point, I don't know what's going on in this game. I don't know who's going home because after she leaves, Hunter's like, "Can't we just vote her out? Why can't we just vote her out? Can't we just do her?" Because at this point, I'm sick of her. We all sick of her. Easy vote. Let's just give it to her. And so they're wavering. Maria and Charlie reconvene. What should we do? Do we stick with the tip vote? Do we go the Tevin route? What are we doing? And so she was like, well, Tiffany got an idol. And he's like, oh, okay. So how are we supposed to move? And so they mentioned in their confessionals, we are back at a roadblock. We at a crossroads. We don't know what we need to do. What did we say last week? Y'all gonna look up Charlie and Maria gonna be in that final two. Because once again, how do they find themselves?
They skating right on by
in a power position. The fact they chose who went down tonight. Once again, Charlie and Maria chose what was going down tonight, which again goes back to what Tiff was saying. Why Maria needs to go, because she sees and recognizes the power and control that Maria has. Right. But nobody else is saying this, apparently. So they get to tribal council. Jeff obviously talks to them about the rice and how they failed. Some of them failed early, how they just, messed that up. They, y'all could have had food and y'all didn't. And then they start talking about game a little bit. And then something happens. Then nobody. It's a mess. Tell us what happened, Trees.
It's a mess. I don't know where this came from. Survivor, y'all better give this to us in the edit. We need to see him having a conversation with himself, somebody. I don't know. But Q was, y'all, everybody can vote me out tonight. Everybody said, huh? What? First of all, let me put a pin in that. Me being there, sitting there, when everybody was all, huh? Why? People say, huh? How many people working with Q? If I'm sitting there, whether I'm in alliance or not, Q going home next week. If Hunter win immunity, Q is you. Because as many people as as many wins as he got, is how many people you got with you behind your back. Because there's too many people shocked and confused.
I'm about, what?
Yeah, they was like legitimacy, like, Q, where that come from? What in the world? He's like, yeah, some conversations happened and I feel like I was the root of it. So, to make things right, I'm not saying I want to go. You saying you want to go, Q?
He said, vote me out. He said, instead.
You want to go. I'm not giving up. No, that's you giving up. But I will say, I think he was playing.
I do too. I think this was his way to cause confusion to save Tiffany, because Tiffany was on her way out of here. I do believe that she was going home. I do. I think it was going to be Tiffany. And he started to realize maybe there was conversations that were had again that him and Tiffany had later on.
He felt bad.
And he felt bad, and he realized that he made a mistake by jumping the gun, which he does all the time. And so he was like, dang, my girlfriend's to go home. This man and this is my fault. And this is my fault. And so he was trying to throw it on the sword, throw himself on the sword, whether he truly was going to do it or not. I believe that this was his way.
I don't know what he was doing, but it was a mess.
It was foolishness. Because everybody's like, we need to talk. Like, Jeff, can we talk? Jeff was like, go ahead. I guess we're doing live tribal. But hold on. If anything, I would have really voted out Tevin if I'm Q, because out of everybody, Tevin was like, well, if he want to go home, let him go home. This $1 million.
Hold up. The way, as soon as that came out of Tevin's mouth, I said, not me sitting at tribal council, because I would have been like, I ain't about to go back and forth. If he want to go, he can go.
And I agree with that.
Waste my time.
However, I would have said, you can just quit and we're going to vote the way we were voting before. Like, we're not messing up our plan. If you quit in Q,
I'll wait to right there. I'll be like, yeah,
we still got to vote.
Do whatever you want to do. Right.
Because that's what a lot of people were saying. They were like, that's what Charlie was mentioning when they started scattering. He was like, that's messing us up. Like, he's being chaotic. This is crazy. Like, no, like him keeping him.
You didn't get not one vote, did he?
No,
Not
not
a
one.
one.
Not
He a
one.
miss.
And it's like we need to keep him like he's gonna be a problem because he keep doing antics like this. But they was like, why would we waste a vote on it? Like that's not what we came here to do. Like that messes up all of our plan. That derails our games. That's what Kenzie mentioned too. She was like, Q talking about he's trying to save our games, but for the people that you're working with, that's messing up stuff because we had plans coming in.
And numbers are dwindling. You are a vote, sir, and you're in my alliance. You need to sit down and shut up.
And so
People look like she wanted to slap the mess out of him. She said.
She did. She was like, "What is going on?"
I love her little side commentary where she think like nobody like really talking or listening. She be like, "What the hell?"
And Kenzie like, "Girl, did you know?" And she like, "Girl, I didn't know." He's like, "What is going on?" And for me, if I'm Tiff, that leaves me. I'm for use this idol because if my ally, who's supposed to be my number one, ain't told me he ready to quit, something going down. Something in the milk.
That's true. I think he would at least told Tiff.
And so. With him not saying that would have put me on high alert, which it kind of did because he started. Well, he confessed clearly because she was like, "You need to tell me what's going on right now," and I mean now. And he was like, "I'm sorry, you going home, or you was going home tonight. Like you was the vote. It wasn't going. You weren't gonna have the votes with Tevin. You was the one going home." And she like, "Where did this come from?" And so she started having conversations. So she talked to Tevin, and she was like, "So what's the plan? Like, I need you to be straight with me. Like." Y'all was voting me. He was like, "Yeah, we are, but don't even worry about it." He said, "I know you got an idol." She was like, "How you know that?" "Oh, Q told. Q told." And she like, I know she wanted to cuss him right out then and there. And so
listen,
he pulls
I was
Kenzie
sitting there
aside,
thinking though. I was sitting there thinking like, dang, would I have told her that I know she had an idol? But I was like, would I have sat on that information? But honestly, I feel like Charlie dropped it just at the right time.
At the right time.
Because
I think that was to build some trust.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's giving some trust. Being like, hey, remember, I had your back. Okay. I told you what the deal was. I need you to know everybody know you got an idol, you know? But I'm telling you right now, you are safe. So
don't waste
telling you, so you have another lifeline.
Yeah.
Listen, me and Charlie Swift, we would have been cool after that. I would have been like, bet.
Listen, I said it. I tweeted. I said, I'm gonna give Charlie Swift. I'm gonna let up off of him just for now. Me and Gia was talking. She said he has a tentative invitation.
He has a little bit of reprieve. He has a small little reprieve.
She said his invitation is pending to the group chat, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna still be under review, but I'm gonna be heavily considering it because he did let our sis know, like, hey, don't waste your idol tonight. He said, I know you got something. Don't waste it. But but then me, the player in me, I would be thinking like, is he just telling me this to placate me, or am I really good? Because I probably would have had to waste it because I just
the fact that I didn't get any votes definitely would have confirmed like, okay, Charlie did his big one. But him telling me that, and I'm paranoid, and stuff is already going crazy at Trouble. If I was Tiffany, I would have used it. I would have wasted it. I really would have.
Yeah.
But I would have been like, Charlie, you a real one. Because I'm just like, I ain't taking no chance. I ain't going home with no idol in my pocket.
Right. Because that's one thing we've always said it. We say it time and time again. What we not
won't do nothing. I'd rather get 0 votes and use an idol than go home with it in my pocket. Yep.
And especially with a Trouble like that, with all these moving parts, and you find out that you were the target.
Yep.
I don't know. She made a risky call.
She was looking there too. She was like this.
Because I was on the edge of my seat. I'm like, Tiffany.
And too, I like, she gonna use it. I was like, don't go home. You on my draft, girl.
Tiffany Nicole Irvin. If you don't use this idol and you go home tonight, girl, after you just got told that you was the target, if you go home to out in your pocket.
Yeah, I'm nervous. What's this?
I'm gonna snatch you braid from braid when you get get home. Because why would you not? But all was well. Charlie Swift was telling the truth, which adds another layer of why this man going to the end of the game, because he is building trust with people left and right. And nobody is going to be targeting him, because now Tiff is going to have a reason to trust Charlie, which then by extension trust Maria, even though she's now going to find out that they knew that she was trying to target them, and it's because of Q. All hell about to break loose. I don't know who going home next week.
Right.
I know it ain't Venus. It's too much. It's too good now. The game is too good now to waste on Venus. It's too many splintering parts. Too many players at work for it to be Venus now.
Yep.
So now if I'm Venus, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to be hopping from place to place and just, I know I'm not going to win, but I'm going to try to guarantee me a $80,000 third place check. That's all she needs to do. If I'm Venus, secure your place at the final three. You're not winning. But unless she start making moves later on down the road, that's yet to be seen. Right. She'd have to win something and get an idol to do anything anyway. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. This episode was something. It was something. And that's pretty much all the recap. It was good though. They went home. I forgot to tell y'all.
They went home. We got the gist.
He got all the votes.
That was a treat. That was a treat update. Y'all know he went home. Anyways.
But here's the thing. But
using your Tracy bag.
I was in my Tracy bag. So because it was just like a no-brainer to me. So they decided to go with Tevin. He was blindsided. How funny was that? You blindsided your closest ally in Soda for no reason. And now you got blindsided and sent home. And trying to move it to Venus when you should have kept it at Venus last week and you wouldn't be having this issue. Because I firmly believe had he kept Soda, this would have happened. He wouldn't be in this position right now. And we said it.
I possibility.
Said it on Twitter. We talked to several people. Talked to Kiss My Cheeks on Angie from Kiss My Cheeks. I talked to Letty Shaw and other people. We talked to Gia about it. Like everybody, we were all in agreement. That move was not a good move for Tevin last week. We said that it would come back to bite him. Didn't know it was gonna be so quick, but hey, I said it. Charlie and Maria was gonna be the cause for him going home, and they had his game in the palm of their hands this week, and they said, "In the fire, goodbye,"
and wiped it clean.
Did all that. I trust Charlie. I trust Maria. Oh,
Well,
look at you.
Where that got you?
Gone. Yep. Sitting next to Soda. Jury. Y'all gonna learn. Like Miss Brown Sugar said, like Miss Deborah said, like D and Rock said, y'all voted out each other, turning against your own for absolutely no reason. It's gonna come back to get you.
How funny he was saying that Soda was getting on his nerves, and now you got to sit jury by yourself with him.
Oh man!
Now that they got food and a shower, they probably gonna be giggling and singing and laughing the whole time. But it's so funny that she getting on my damn nerves, and now look.
Now you stuck with her for a couple days.
Yep.
But I also think it's funny to note too. Again, in the midst of that trouble, what did Leah say again? Y'all can do what y'all want to do. I'm still voting Tevin.
Do whatever y'all want to do, but this is what I'm doing.
Yes, Mimi. Tevin's blindside. We saw it in writing. It was honestly deserved because that's what you get. You do not turn on your own. Not even just other black players. You don't turn on your ally. You don't turn on your number one ally. It ain't even, yes, we talking about, it being skin folk. But beyond that, this is your number one ally, and that's what you do? Oh, Trees.
I know.
I didn't know
all
your
I got
dad
is
was
Tiff
looking
left.
like this.
All I got is Tiff.
Well, you was losing somebody one way or another tonight, huh?
Yeah, because it was either Tiff or
Tevin.
The way they was talking. You got him. You might be in there. But technically we're gonna call Josh and Eli they already lost because they not here. So
oh goodness.
So you know what? That's what we need to do. Next week, we just gonna steal 8 people. Eli will probably be here next week, but I'm gonna still steal his people.
Right. I'm still in Charlie. I should have took Charlie. Charlie's going to the end.
I just said that. No. I said I'm gonna steal Charlie.
We literally just at the same time. Because we recognize
we always be picking the same people. We always do, Lord Jesus.
Right. Tevin got on Liz's nerves. She wasn't paying.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And sent him home.
Mhm.
Big Biz Liz gave him the boot.
These Liz.
But yeah, y'all, this is gonna be interesting next week to see who going home. I don't know.
We gonna sissy.
But well, y'all, thanks for tuning in. For all those listeners and viewers, if you are new here, stop what you're doing. Go click follow on our Twitter if you're watching from Twitter. Follow our page at AWAGBT there and make sure you're keeping up with us. Then go to YouTube. Link is in our bio. And go subscribe. So you will always be up to date on when we having more. Because we want y'all to come back. If you had a good time in the group chat, come on back. And enjoy and fellowship. And let's kiki and get in that group and get in this chat and talk it up with us. We love to hear from you all. Shout out to our faithfuls that come back time and time again. We could not do this without you all. We appreciate you. If you don't know it now, you do.
We
You
love
are
you.
valued. We love you. So make sure y'all telling y'all cousins, aunties, uncles, mamas, and everybody else, grannies and grandpas, to
All that.
subscribe and follow. And for our listeners that are in the Czech Republic, in the Dominican Republic, out there in Brazil, all out there in Canada,
Overseas.
make sure overseas, because y'all, we got listeners everywhere. They all over the place. I'm telling you. Make sure y'all are leaving 5-star reviews. Don't just be listening in. Leave those 5-star reviews on Apple and Spotify, or wherever you are listening to your podcast. The more you do that, the better we get. And so, yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Until next time.
And come back tomorrow because we'll be doing Big Brother Canada. Thanks.
Because we got some more. We got another piping recap for BB King. And Tree's gonna give it all to us. She gonna lay it out.
Maybe. Nah, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you a little bit.
Y'all have a wonderful night. It has been.
Bye, y'all.
See you later.
Good night.
See you later. See you later.
See you later. There you go.
See you later. Don't become my half